Hello there everyone and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Imperial Destroyer, the Imperial Destroyer mod. Last time around, of course, we attacked Western Prussia and took it off Poland. We didn't, however, hold on to it, and Prussia seized the moment and took it. So now we're at war with Prussia as well. Currently, the Prussian Navy, they actually built a navy, and they've stationed it in my shipyard, unfortunately. Now I've raided both of their trading ports in retaliation, so they're not making any trade by sea. But I'm a bit worried that this army right here is about to disembark via this frigate and possibly land somewhere on my coast, so I'm worried about that. Kurland has joined the war as well. And they have not attacked us though. The Polish has made 2 attempts at taking Livonia from me, and both of them failed. I was trying, actually, I had a plan to cover that in episode 2, this one, but the sieges are kind of wonky, and there was just like these small ones, so I didn't feel that was warranted. That warranted the video, and at the same time as all of that is happening there. Oh yes, I should say, it seems also that Denmark is building up its military force. This army, which I think was stationed over here, has moved over here, and I can see militia troops gathering in Norway, which I don't like. So we probably have to attack them preemptively. At the same time as all of that has happened, there's a Russian army that somehow, I'm not entirely sure how it ended up here, but it must have sneaked through here and then gone in through here. So I'm not entirely sure if they're trying to bypass our holdings here, or what's going on. Anyways, they're actually right next to this fur trader, which I don't like, and so I've been able to, by the navy, I've been able to move most of my forces from Stockholm, or the ones that invaded Western Prussia, have been moved and put together with the army was here to make, basically, this is more or less the biggest army I have, and basically all the troops really. And so we're gonna go ahead and attack Prince. Well, it's a prince, it's a Russian prince anyway, and we're gonna go ahead and attack him. And yeah, we didn't make it all the way, but we'll make it the next time around. There's also some more troops moving up. I've got my spy out here. I noticed an enemy spy. He set fire to the fishery, just like I thought he would. And that's about it, or what happened. In the meantime, I've also been able to build my port on Gothland, and I am building up this second school in Karlstad. So we're gonna be able to get more technology out of that. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and end turn and hopefully draw into battle with the Russians next time around. I would say we're well, in numbers I believe we're evenly matched, but the Russians have a lot of these melee troops. The melee attack is crap, it's only 5, so in that sense we would beat them, and also the morale is kind of crap. The melee defense, however, is higher, and wait, they have accuracy? Oh, they actually do have some form of musket then, but they only have 30 in accuracy, while my troops have 40. So against those, it would probably be better to hold off at a distance than to go in with the normal Karolian tactic. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and end turn. I think I've built up for the end turn too many times, but this time we're actually gonna do it. And yeah, let's see if we can draw into battle with the Russians. Right, so we're back after end turn, and we have managed to kill their spy, the one that set fire to the fishery, and he actually tried to set fire to it again. This time, however, he was caught by the authorities and killed. Recruited some line infantry. War declared. Spain and Morocco is at war with each other. And we've got some smallpox thingamajiggies. I want to just check down here, see what's going on. Are they building up more forces in Moscow? They're building something. My economy is not going so well. I've not been able to invest that much in building. Oh, look at that. I completely missed this. They have landed here, which is actually... This is actually fine. What I just need to do is see if I can get my general out of there. Yes. So he's gonna skedaddle and get away from there. But this is actually great because this is rather close to my other army, so I'm pretty sure I'll win, or hopefully I'll win against the Russians, and then we'll quickly move down here. And now the Prussian Navy has, well, they've gathered, and they're lining up another move with their navy. Let's see. They have one ship. It's a 28 gun frigate. And then we've got 2 frigates up here. So I want to block this guy in because I don't want the rest of their army to come out. But I'm also gonna need quite a bit of ships to deal with these guys. So first of all, we're gonna lock them in. We'll see after the battle up here if I can squeeze in the naval battle. Naval battles usually take quite a bit of time, but this is frigates and stuff, so it should go rather quickly. Hopefully I'll be able to sink the Prussian Navy, leaving their retreat route destroyed. After that, I will be able to go back and hopefully block these guys in, and they will be... They can't be useful against us. So that's the plan. But right now it's going against the Russians. So let's smite the Russians here in the north of eastern Sweden. 3 guns on their side, 3 guns on our side. Looks like we're quite similar. We've got 3 units of cavalry. They got 3 units of cavalry. I have more infantry though, so I outnumber I think I've got, like, what? I have 2 extra units. The enemy, however, are larger units. Anyways, we'll see if Rensköld is able to take down Prince Anikita in Ropachov, whatever. Right, on to the actual battle, shall we? And here we are on the battlefield. I didn't actually notice, but we have... Oh, they spawned... Well, they started off rather close to us. I didn't expect them to start off that close. But we actually have 4 units of cavalry. I have lined up all the line infantry along the front line here. And then they're backed by the pikemen on either side, right and left. The general in the center, cavalry in the back. And the enemy has already started to open fire against us, and it is the Streltsky which are open fire from the forest. This unit, since this is the one that's under fire, will hold its position, while this one and this one, together with the pikemen, will strike into action by flanking this unit. And I will also send out the cavalry to possibly deal with this normal line infantry unit. And I was hoping to advance in this kind of formation, but that does not seem like that's going to be the case. We're going to start by marching these 2 units, followed by the pikemen and the cavalry moving off to the side, ready to attack there. So these guys not in the best of position, but they keep fighting from that position and holding on until these guys... I think we'll actually set these guys to run to position and open fire just to relieve these guys. And then this one will quickly move up here and open fire into the flank of these guys. Now they're pretty well covered in the forest, but we seem to have got quite a few good hits on them. This unit has just taken too much damage, and so I will pull it back. Hopefully that will leave these guys open for the cavalry charge. Okay, you don't have to run that far back. We're actually going to switch the pikemen over here. And with the pikemen and the infantry, we're going to march together. But first, we have not actually inflicted that many casualties at all compared with the Russians. So the Russians are in a lead here by being able to deal damage to us here from the forest. So we really need to out the Russians out of the forest. Pikemen will march, the infantry will march, and we will switch more of the infantry. 1 unit infantry and 1 pike unit will march, while these two will take up the front line. Experienced cavalry will move over here as well, and then the other 2 will be just to back up the center. So right now these guys are getting flank fire, which is not very nice. My cavalry is holding on, but it looks like they're gonna have to retreat pretty darn soon. And I want to hold the fire and see if I can gain some ground on the enemy. I want to hold fire with these 2. And what we want to do is we want to speed up to this point and then get this unit over there. Get the pikemen to charge in. And the cavalry has lost about half their men, so they need to pull back. And now in position, the line infantry will be ordered to open fire from their new position in the forest. The pikemen seem to be pushing the Russians back a bit. It's hard to tell though, since the pikemen are actually spread out all over the place. And I should probably pull them back pretty darn soon. You know what? Hold your fire and wait for me to pull back the pikemen. How's it going on this side? Not too good. I want the cannons to focus in on that regiment right there and blow that apart, because this one seems to be doing quite a bit of damage right over here. We've got 1 pike regiment. I'm gonna station that one there, and we're gonna try to continue focusing on blowing up that flank. Okay, you know what? We're gonna send another regiment of cavalry over there, so we're gonna have 2 of them. Okay, one of the enemy units, the Streltskis, are pulling back, and now is the time for me to pull back my pikemen, and we're about to unleash a volley from these guys as the Russians possibly going to follow, or if they're gonna regroup. Okay, they're moving up. Okay, tell the men to open fire. Boom! Smash the Russians. They're not gonna have enough momentum or really guts to continue that charge, and they're done for. And now the fire from these 2 will be halted, because they're not really gonna do any damage at this long distance. We're gonna get a 3rd one in, and then we're actually going to try and do Carolian tactics and push these guys out of the forest. We just need to keep an eye on those bloody horsemen there. So this horse regiment is a veteran one, should be ready pretty soon to go ahead and charge in. We are taking a bit of fire, so why don't we release some volleys towards the horsemen and see if we can at least maybe scare them a bit. We managed to kill 1 soldier, so you guys can see that the fire right now into the forest like this is not effective. And you will hold fire as well. I want the cavalry to go in beforehand, but we've got some horse traps right here. So we want to not have a spread out formation, or more of a deeper formation when we attack with the cavalry. And you know what? Off we go. Let's see if we can throw away these whatever they are. Tartars. Some form of Cossack Tartars or something. They actually were able to shoot down quite a few of us before we came into melee. And currently our charge seems to be doing nothing, because we've only managed to kill one more enemy soldier than during the fire. And my unit is losing quickly. So the enemy cavalry is definitely stronger than our unit. But this will buy me time to get my infantry up and prepare to shoot down that cavalry. But clearly those guys are a lot stronger than they look. Okay, run these guys into position. Holy shit, they're really just... These guys are really slaughtering my cavalry. But it is provincial cavalry, so we might as well call it some form of militia cavalry. I'm gonna pull the cavalry this way, if I can. Our unit is breaking apart. But so is hopefully their unit. Our unit is breaking and pulling away. But since I was able to move my infantry up close, I was able to put down quite a bit of murderous fire upon the enemy. Now these guys will hold fire, and these as well. This guy will continue to fire upon the Strelts right there. But then we will move quickly up here, and we will move quickly there to see about striking the enemy in the flank and these guys from the front. So I want to move close because I don't think we have a good angle of attack otherwise. And as soon as you're in position, you will fire. And as soon as you guys are in position, you will fire. So we're losing quite a few men moving up this close. But hopefully it will pay off once we actually... Come on, fire then, goddammit. They do the... This is the problem. There should have been... I should have gotten, like, see if there was a mod that changed the reload rate. There we go. Now we smashed them, but the reload rate... We were able to smash these guys as well. But holy shit, did I take heavy casualties there. Just because they're shifting around so much. Okay, so we pushed the enemy out of the forest. But at a heavy cost. Right, I want the cannons now to focus in on this regiment of foot. So at this point, I mean, we've still got the infantry units intact. But, I mean, we have lost a lot of men. See if we can break this one. Pretty sure we can. So I think it's the reload rate that is really killing us in trying to do the kind of Carolian tactics. So it's probably better to try and do as I did with the unit that was stationed right here. Have one engage it from the front while another one moves in close on the flank. So what we could do is we could do that with this one. Hold its fire, pull it back towards the flank, then move it up quickly to attack. So we're suffering quite a bit of casualties in this prolonged firefight. So I really want to quickly get these guys on the way. get these guys reloaded quick and ready. We still got 2 Strelskys and an infantry regiment. So I'm wondering if I charge across. What I could do is I can move the cavalry down below here, charge that in to distract this regiment. We've got 1 more pike unit that we haven't really used. Can take part over here. This one's about to break. It is breaking. So it's time to throw in these men. Quickly move in on the Russians. This one, this regiment is turning to face us. Well, it's kind of the wrong regiment. Okay, don't shuffle about, just fire, goddammit you. This is something that Empire clearly got better. I mean, Napoleon. Total War. Okay, I'm gonna throw in my pikemen. The thing about the pikemen, you would imagine they would be pretty good at melee, but they're not actually that good. So their stats would definitely need to change quite a bit as well. I mean, there would be an offset to not being able to fire in the age of gunpowder. Oh, so we just shocked the enemy off their position. Throw the men forwards. Gain ground. And this regiment needs to turn back. And do we have another one? We have this pikeman and this infantry unit. Come on, hard fighting through the forest. Ah, crap, the enemy, bloody whatever they're called, cavalry, is back. Luckily I've got my another cavalry unit to come in and aid, but might be just a little bit, just too late. This infantry unit might very well be destroyed. Charge in, and I need those infantry reinforcements. It's going to take quite a while to be able to replenish the troops to the point where we can actually deal damage to the ah, goddammit, they moved the bloody cavalry up. Bombard them, and then these 2 infantry will now cross the main area and attack there. Okay, you will move there. Not really good way of attack actually. They are fully reloaded. Oh, the enemy is moving. We will move into their flank quickly. Oh, they're pulling back, possibly. We will continue to follow you. Okay, they're stopping. You will hold right there. The pikemen will continue. This unit will continue up. This one, not really strong enough, but the cavalry can follow and chase down the enemy. Good fire on the Strels. Our cavalry unit is being murdered just by the enemy's bow fire. Let's try to stop the enemy from attacking our cannons, shall we? While the other 2 infantry units advance. We've got another pike unit ready to help the other one, which is about to break. Charge that one in. And they're nicely snug behind that horse defense. We've got another infantry unit moving in. 1 unit of pikemen is broken, and they will be followed by another. Right. Hold. And shoot down those bloody horsemen. Come on. We're losing tons of men here. By the time it takes you guys to prepare to fire, we will have lost half the regiment. Good God, man! Just, goddammit, just fire! And even then, the enemy over there is breaking these guys apart. Jesus Christ. They they lost like 200 men trying to hold that position, fighting against those bastards. Jesus Christ. The enemy is being pushed back over here at least. Oh. Obviously, I forgot to move a cavalry unit in time, and so the enemy militia unit has broken them down. Continue with the infantry attack. And one more. Place them on this side. And then more line infantry to move this way. Should be able to destroy them here. Bombard them and get this cavalry unit up there. Got the general and another cavalry unit. Jesus Christ, these Cossack whatever they are really destroy. Oh, you chased the wrong unit, do you? And the cavalry unit was chased off. You know what? Better not run. Shaking, concerned. Why don't you hide a bit behind that wall or whatever that is? You know what? Attack. They're gonna need that aid. These guys that are about to attack the Strelts from the side. Okay, these guys have given the Pikemen a bit of a chance to reach their goal. Not sure if the pike charge. These guys, you fail me on all fronts, don't you? Secure the flank against the Strelts. They were in no position. Why did they give up? God damn it. Clearly this morale system and so forth will take a little bit to get used to. Focus the artillery on that strong unit. These bowmen have already taken a few hundred men out of this unit. But a few cavalry charges into this one, hopefully send that off. Artillery and musket fire. This unit just broke down a full infantry regiment and it's forcing it to retreat, which looks like I'm gonna have to do more or less all along the line because I really don't want to face this unit. Oh, we're shooting, in a shooting contest against a bloody cannon. Right, artillery, hold your fire. Try not to kill your own men. And then we'll advance and destroy that cannon. And we've got infantry unit that will advance and deal with him. Pikemen, you can fall back because there's no point. This unit is way too small. You, however, can advance together with those guys. Hopefully I've outnumbered these guys enough that we will be able to kill these guys off. Get that unit. Get the cannons. Oh, interestingly enough, the cannon has its own like guard unit, or the remnants of whatever is firing at us. Well, it wasn't actually remnants of a unit, but it was actually the cannon unit itself. And it actually broke that attack of the 3rd Regiment. Let's see if we can deal some damage here while these guys move ready themselves for a bit of Carolian tactic going into the flank. My cavalry here failed, did they not? I'll pull them back and then we'll shoot the enemy with artillery. Okay, so the Russian infantry is pulling back. I'll send this unit after them and make sure that they get routed, and then we're gonna attack the cannon from the flank and destroy that, and this one will advance back towards our home base. Come on, get some good cannon shots in on that. This was a very bloody fight, was it not? I was expecting to break the Russians in a more thorough style, but I mean, there's probably not going to be that much left of them after this. And at least all my units are intact, but it's going to be expensive to try and... Okay. Oh, these are... Yeah, I know. Okay. Oh, I can actually form square even when the enemy is attacking me. And that unit is now broken, which should be most of the Russian units at this point. I am victorious. However, I expect nothing less than a close victory. Jesus Christ. Well, clearly provincial cavalry does not stand up against the enemy Tartar cavalry. Even though the enemy line infantry, we have 5 points extra in accuracy and 10 against the strelts. Even with that, I mean, the first fight here, I mean, obviously they had the high ground and they were firing from within the forest, so clearly that gave them an advantage. But yeah, this was a very bloody fight that cost us a lot of men. I mean, it would be a lot easier to do this like Carolian tactic if the guys actually, you know, once they stopped and they didn't like wait for one guy to stand correctly, which really sort of, I mean, it doesn't favor an aggressive tactic when you have the game basically screwing you over like that. So I'll have to be more careful about doing such hard hitting tactics. Good thing, however, is that all units have experience, which I think will do a lot to help our cause against our enemies. So the Swedish army is still intact, and however, it's going to be a hell of a job trying to fight the Prussians. We'll see how that goes. Anyways, let's go ahead and end the battle and go back to the campaign map. I don't know how long this battle dragged on for quite a while, so I think that's actually this video, and we'll see what happened for the next one, possibly a naval battle. But let's go back to the campaign map first and take a look what happened there. Right, and so here are the results of the battle. We can see that well, all units survived, so none of my units were destroyed, but I lost 2/3 of my army, leaving only 890 out of 3,000 men. So that's not very good. The enemy has 500 men left. So not very good at all. If you look at the kill count, we killed about roughly the same amount of troops of each other. So it really was, even though we hold the ground after the battle is done, it's hard to proclaim as victors, because the goal of the Russians might very well just have been to drag us out here into nowhere. And unfortunately, this turn's budget probably will go everything. Oh, it will cost me 7,000 to fully equipped or re-equipped all my troops, which I in no way can pay. That would be, at the current cost, that would be 2 turns worth of cash to get that situated, so that's not good at all. However, I think because of the time the battle dragged on for, we're gonna have to end the video right here. But next time around, I think we'll start with a naval battle against the Prussians, and then hopefully I'll be able to have replenished the army great enough for us to retake Livonia from the Prussians. Not necessarily, you know what? there's no chance of me holding this, so it might be... I mean, this one actually has experience. So we will pull back and secure the port instead. So when they take this, they're still not really going to be able to use our port. And I'm going to have to see about, you know, going on the offensive. So far we haven't... I mean, we took offensive here, but we need to take some real offensive where we actually knock some players out of the battle against us. The Russians at this point... you know what? We could actually see about signing a peace with the Russians. We dealt them a pretty big blow. They're mighty and spectacular, so... I mean, I don't expect a lot. No. They do have the manpower to reinforce, we don't. And I guess they have lots of money compared to us as well. So, this is not going well at the current state. But, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!